The story of Bowser really starts back in the season of 2011, 2 years ago. Same as now, I was running cameras a lot, and about the 20th of October that year, I got a picture of a buck, first time ever, and he was a bona fide 150-inch deer back then, either as a 3 or a 4-year-old. Summer of 2012 started. I was starting to run my cameras just like normal, looking for Bowser all the time. He never showed up, but on about October 20, there he was again, just like the year before, hitting all the cameras, but only at nighttime. A couple days before gun season, Bowser shows up, and I had hope for gun season last year. I hunted hard along with my dad all gun season long, never seen Bowser again, but after season I was still running cameras and Bowser was right on there, so I knew he had survived our gun season, so I knew he was alive. I was hoping he was going to make the winter, and come 2013 summer, I was going to be one excited hunter just waiting for Bowser to show up on cameras again. So in the summer I planted a food plot, hung a couple stands in new locations, and was just plotting how I was going to get this deer to stay on my farm and then also kill him. So I got the new food plot growing really good, got the new stands up, and going into the season, I was ready for Bowser. I was hoping he was going to show up on cameras. I still hadn't had a picture of him all summer, but I was confident he was going to be back for this year. I think I got my first picture of Bowser the end of September this year, which was probably a month earlier than I'd ever had a picture of him before, which started to make me give me a little bit more hope, hoping that he was going to turn my little marsh into more of a home than just a place to run through in the fall. It got to be about the middle of October. I was still getting a picture of Bowser maybe once a week, but it was always in the middle of the night. So I was just kind of hanging back, didn't want to press the issue or anything. So about October 20, I started getting a couple pictures of him every week, and going to about October 25 to November 1, he was really starting to show up a lot. And he was still mostly at nighttime, but I wanted to know if he was ever going to slip up, get close to be, running around right before dark or daylight. I wanted to know, and as soon as I seen that, I was going to start hunting him hard. The night of November 6th, I had a chance to go hunting after work. I didn't have a cameraman along that night. I just really I was expecting just to go out, hopefully see if there was some rutting activity going on at home. Well, lo and behold, I see about 10, 12 doe that night, and right before dark, out of the adjoining woods, here comes a big buck. Put the binoculars up, and it's Bowser. He actually crosses in front of one of my trail cameras, which is pretty cool because I got a picture of him that night, and that was the first picture I got of him where he was actually in shooting light hours, and I seen it take it. Next day, November 8th, I have off, but it's a south wind. I cannot hunt that marsh in the south wind. I went to my other farm, hunted that morning, had some really good action that morning. I mean, I seen a lot of deer, a couple nice deer. Ended up seeing Towers, the big buck at the other farm at 50 yards. But the whole time I'm hunting there, I'm wondering, where's Bowser? November 9, it's a Saturday. I had some farming stuff to do during the day. I was hoping I was going to get done with field work before hunting time. A couple things happened, I didn't get done. So Sunday, I go check my trail cameras. I got a trail camera right in front of my South Creek stand where most of the action has been this year. I checked the one camera. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything last night. Guess what? Bowser walks in front of that stand, probably 8 yards away. I was just, after that video, it was Bowser or nothing.
So we're back in the tree tonight. We're looking for Bowser again. The sad thing is, I checked my camera and Bowser walked right in front of the stand an hour before dark. About 3 nights ago when I was not here. So that really pumped me out for like the whole day or two. But I think I'm over it. Because now I'm out after him again. But we probably got tonight. And then maybe
Thursday, November 14 came. I was going back to work. Didn't expect to get to go hunting that night, but it got to be about noon during the day, and all of a sudden I found out, hey, I'm going to be able to be home on time to go hunting. Called up Jeff, my cameraman, asked if he'd be able to hunt tonight. He said, yep, but I can't find anywhere to take my kids. So I called up my wife, Rachel. She said, yep, I'll watch them. So me and Jeff were set for that night. We were going back to the Bowser stand, we called it, because we were always hunting Bowser, and we were going to give it another roll for him. And it's all or nothing. It's Bowser or nothing.
Well, it's Thursday night, 14. I work in the same stand, one after Bowser again. Again, we're sitting in the same spot, right on the south side of my marsh. Hoping to catch these deer going out of this corner of the marsh out to feed. We'll see. We only got a couple more days next week. In about 9 days, gun season starts, so keep trying.
So we get settled in. It's maybe 2 hours before dark, and we don't expect to see much before dark back there. And we ended up seeing there was a few does came out of the marsh, went out to the neighboring field out in the cornfield, and we actually seen 6 or 7 does eating out in the marsh, or came out of the marsh, eating out in the field. We were just kind of sitting around, and all of a sudden I thought I heard some twigs in the marsh snap. So I told Jeff, I'm like, I think I hear something. I look over, and there stands a big buck drinking out of the creek, probably only 70 yards away. Pretty soon I'm like, I think that's Bowser. And he lifts up his head, and oh yeah, then I knew it was him. Well, he started moving our way down the creek. He's coming like right at us. So he's coming, and I'm trying to situate my stand in the stand creek. And I'm like, oh man, game over.
We just shot Bowser.
So I look over at Jeff, and I'm like, I think he's down on the path, but I gotta make sure. So I just lowered my bow, and I'm like, I'm gonna quick crawl up over the ditch bank. So I get down, crawl up over the ditch bank with my binoculars, and look, and yep, Bowser's laying dead on the path. I look up at Jeff, and there was some big high fives coming.
He's like 10 yards off the highway. Where did he come from?
I have no idea.
Unbelievable. What do you say about that, huh, buddy? Holy cow!
Look at that deer. Look at that thing. Look at him. Here comes my dad.
20 yards away and he went to get another drink, so I clubbed him. You must have hit him pretty good.
See the arrow lit up. See it
Oh, yeah.
right there.
Yeah. I don't know what to say, I'm speechless. I mean, after getting trail cam pictures of him for the last 3 years, I mean, yeah, I knew he was big, but getting a hold of him, man, it's definitely what I was expecting him to be, and a little bit more, I think. So I'm very excited, very happy, very proud, very everything. I mean, it was a 3-year quest for Bowser, and it finally ended tonight. So it was awesome. I just can't believe it. I thank Jeff for coming along, giving up his hunting time this year to come try to film me and get this guy on camera. It couldn't have worked any better. Thanks, Jeff.